Night.
Yay!
Hey, thank you. I knew that. We couldn't agree more. Let's start with a celebration regards to the jubilee.
Hey!
After 60 years on the throne, the Queen was dying to stand up. Before you ask, no, I'm not from Paris at all. People from Paris, you will notice, they're absolutely not selfish. When they speak, when they talk, it's always on behalf of a group. Me, myself and I. I'm not into cooking. That's why you need to forget my accent. Food and beverage, it's not my cup of tea. I've been asked on a few occasions, where are you from? And I usually reply, oh, just a few miles up the road. So when they insist, I then say, I give you a bit of hint, or I try. And I say, I promise you, I'm neither from Blackpool, no, I'm not from Scotland at all. And I try to give more of a hint, saying, I'm just from the closest country to the UK. And one day I got the reply, oh, you're from Ireland? I didn't know I had the Irish accent. I think I forgot to say, southeast-wise. Can you tell me what is Britain's favorite hot drink?
Tea.
Yeah, of course, tea. Well, you will notice I've become very British-minded. I'm a teetotal. I was asked one day, where were you born? And I replied, you know, somewhere over the English Channel. You were born on a plane! Any of you has already been to France?
Yeah.
Well, you know on which side of the road they drive, but for you to know, when we drive there, we are even more right than the French. I like very much Brighton. I've always been into birds. I like so much the way they pick in feeders. Have you ever noticed that people in Brighton are very lively, outgoing personalities, very joyful? What gay characters they are! Sorry, I've got my little help. Who likes the sound of music here?
Yay!
Me too, but more especially when it's not me playing the instrument. You must have quite a few local FM stations around here. I tend to keep myself away from them, because to my opinion, they are a bit too much radioactive. I applied to work in a zoo once, and I was asked, could you bear the bear? I don't mind nudists. I also applied, as well, as a French polisher, and they asked me, what will you bring to the company? Well, I'm French. You will notice people who work in customer service are very good at exercising. No matter your size, they always manage to put themselves in your shoes. How good they are. A colleague of mine from the maintenance department one day was checking, he had put some hangers on the wall, and he was checking how neat they were fitting. He was happy with his job, and he just said, the hook is on, and I'm off. Oh, so you're off the hook? you. You're welcome, my child. The housekeeping was working very well, and in a matter of no time, it was all done and dusted. That was brilliant. Unfortunately, they didn't keep their job in the prison. They were too clean. At the hospital, at the local hospital, it has been noticed that the nurse sometimes is working too fast. She's getting a bit too much impatient. I know it's a bit far away from here, in distance, well, especially time distance, but I've been accused of taking Valentine's Day too much to heart. And I replied, you are wrong, because I took it to my partner. In regards to dating, you'll notice that you can find, mostly you can find large dates at Weight Watchers. You all know William Shatner, I suppose, Star Trek? Yeah. Since he has been a Trekkie, he has been very much attracted to Earth. He has put a lot on weight. Not so long ago, a lady asked me to take a shuttle bus. Can you tell me, do I pay on the bus? And I replied to her, you know, madam, I think the driver would be happier if you put the cash in his hands directly. The interpreter went to a country they didn't know. They got lost in translation. All what a florist needs to get their business blooming is to succeed. You know how we call the people from the country next door? The froggies? Have you noticed how they jump so easily to conclusions? I have been, like many, maybe a few of us, I've been to fire trainings at work. And at the end of the training, there was a little quiz. And we were asked, in case of a fire, you do not use the lift. You use the stairs. Why? I didn't bother. I just thought, well, to exercise and keep fit makes sense to me. And there was also a multiple choice question, and there was, in case of a fire, you go to the fire assembly point, you go this there. There was also, you go home. Well, that's what I ticked. Why would I bother? Not so long ago, there was two of my colleagues still seeing each other, and they were talking, you know, about the Xbox games? And one of them said to the other, huh, you and your X-rated movies. What? Triple X was quite a good movie, wasn't it? Who has got a cat here? If ever you have got any fur balls problems, remember to go to pet shavers. That could be helpful. I don't know if any of you have been to a nudist camp. What is the best way to recognize a lawyer in a nudist camp? It's very simple. You need to spot the one with no lawsuit. That will be it for tonight. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.